Hello, Library Line. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you guys too. Welcome to Library Class. What's this you have? A card for me? Oh, wow, look at this. Thank you and good luck. Let me have a look inside. Oh, what a really kind message, Library Line. Thank you so much. You know, Library Line and I have been talking because this is the last library video that I'm going to send out to you guys, because in the summer I'm very probably going to be moving to the United States with my family, and somebody else is going to take over in the library. Do you want to see where we're going to be? All right, have a look at this. I've got the atlas here, so you can see there's Washington, D.C. Do you want to come and visit sometime? You'd be really welcome. What's that you're trying to say? You've got two big feelings. I've got two big feelings too. Tell you what, shall we share our feelings a bit? What's your first big feeling? That you're feeling sad. I've got to be honest, I'm feeling sad too. I've loved working library, I've loved working with you. I'm really going to miss you. I'm going to miss you guys too. But you know what, we're friends, aren't we? Yeah. Do you know what that means? We can write to each other. We can talk to each other on the computer. Library Line, you need to unmute your microphone. Oh no, that's the point, you don't, do you? That's how you talk. Oh, yeah, no, thanks for asking, I'm fine. I think it's going to be okay. What's your second big feeling? You're excited. Why are you excited? Because you're going to work with a new librarian. I'm not surprised you're excited. I'm excited about going somewhere new. You're excited about working with a new librarian. And you know what? I am not surprised at all, because I have been looking at the applications for the people who want to come and work in the library. There's some impressive names here. We've got Michelle Obama, Dave Pilkey, Mo Willems. Ravi and Kavir put in a very impressive application. Someone called Beyonce, Tony Stark. Those are really strong candidates. What's that? You already know who the librarian is going to be. How do you know that? Well, because you've already hired them. My goodness, who is it? This person must be amazing. Can you show me their file? Oh, I'm excited to see who it's going to be. I wonder who it is. Whoa, thank you, Library Line. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness. No wonder you're so excited. It's Miss Becky. Miss Becky's going to be the new librarian. Oh, wow. She's wonderful. Lucky you. I don't suppose it's going to be long before you're going to be waving that magic wand of yours and magicking yourself a library crocodile over to Miss Becky's house and to the library. My goodness, what's that? You want to do something first? What is it you want to do? One more story? That's what I was hoping you would say, but which story is it going to be? You know what? I know that our friend Thomas has got a very good idea. Shall we take a look? All right, let's do it.
Hello, Mr. Sadler. I have this book called Library Line. It's like the name of your puppet. The Library Line was being so nice to the library.
Wow, Thomas, what a great suggestion. That would be the perfect story to finish with, wouldn't it? Library Line, a story all about you, Library Line. Now, I think I've seen a copy of that book somewhere. Is it in your box where you sometimes sleep and where you keep library books? I've got that box right here. So, why don't you climb on in the box? Do you want me to give you a little bit of a hand? It's a bit of a hike up sometimes, isn't it? There you go. And let's see if you can find it. All right, see if you can get it. Have a look in there. Have a little rummage around. Oh, my goodness. Do you want to help? Are you okay? What are you doing down there? No, not that. Oh, looks to me like he's found it. Oh, yes. There it is. Library Lion. Well done. All right. Now, I think what we'll do is we'll move over there and enjoy the story together. Let's go. Oh, hello, Library Lion. I cannot wait to start this book about a lion being kind in the library. You look pretty excited, Library Lion. Do you want to go and lie down on your cushions so you can hear the story properly? All right, you go and do that, and we'll start. All right. So, the story's called, as we know, Library Lion, and it's by Michelle Knudsen and illustrated by Kevin Hawkes. One day, a lion came to the library. He walked right past the circulation desk and up into the stacks. Mr. McBee ran down the hall to the head librarian's office. "Miss Merriweather!" he called. "No running," said Miss Merriweather, without looking up. "But there's a lion," said Mr. McBee, "in the library." "Is he breaking any rules?" asked Miss Merriweather. She was very particular about rule breaking. "Well, no," said Mr. McBee, "not really." "Then leave him be." The lion wandered all around the library. He sniffed the card catalogue. He rubbed his head against the new book collection. Then he padded over to the story corner and went to sleep. No one was sure what to do. There weren't any rules about lions in the library. Soon it was time for story hour. There weren't any rules about lions at story hour either. The story lady seemed a little nervous, but she read out the first book's title in a good, clear voice. The lion looked up. The story lady kept reading. The lion stayed for the next story and the story after that. He waited for another story, but the children began to walk away. "Story hour is over," a little girl told him. "It's time to go." The lion looked at the children. He looked at the story lady. He looked at the closed books. Then he roared very loud. "Roar!" Miss Merriweather came striding out of her office. "Who is making that noise?" she demanded. "It's the lion," said Mr. McBee. Miss Merriweather marched over to the lion. "If you cannot be quiet, you will have to leave," she said in a stern voice. "Those are the rules." The lion kept roaring. He sounded sad. The little girl tugged on Miss Merriweather's dress. "If he promises to be quiet, can he come back for story hour tomorrow?" she asked. The lion stopped roaring. He looked at Miss Merriweather. Miss Merriweather looked back. Then she said, "Yes, a nice quiet lion would certainly be allowed to come back for story hour tomorrow." "Hooray!" said the children. The next day, the lion came back. "You are early," said Miss Merriweather. "Story hour is not until 3 o'clock." The lion did not budge. "Very well," said Miss Merriweather. "You might as well make yourself useful." She sent him off to dust encyclopedias until it was time for story hour. The next day, the lion came early again. This time, Miss Merriweather asked him to lick all the envelopes for the overdue notices. Soon, the lion began doing things without being asked. He dusted the encyclopedias, he licked the envelopes. He let small children stand on his back to reach books on the highest shelves. Then he curled up in the story corner to wait for story hour to begin. At first, the people in the library were nervous about the lion, but soon they got used to having him around. In fact, he seemed very well suited for the library. His big feet were quiet on the library floor. He made a comfy backrest for the children at story hour, and he never roared in the library anymore. "What a helpful lion," people said. They patted his soft head as he walked by. "How did we ever get along without him?" Mr. McBee scowled when he heard that. They had always gotten along fine. No lions were needed. Lions, he thought, could not understand rules. They did not belong in the library. One day, after he had dusted all the encyclopedias and licked all the envelopes and helped all the small children, the lion padded down the hall to Miss Merriweather's office to see what else there was to do. There was still some time left before story hour. "Hello, lion," said Miss Merriweather. "I know something you can do. You can bring a book back into the stacks for me."
Let me just get it down from the shelf.
Miss Merriweather stepped up onto the step stool. The book was just out of reach. Miss Merriweather stood on her toes. She stretched out her fingers. "Almost there," she said. Then Miss Merriweather stretched a little too far. "Ouch," said Miss Merriweather softly. She did not get up. "Mr. McBee," she called after a minute. "Mr. McBee." But Mr. McBee was at the circulation desk. He could not hear her calling. "Lion," said Miss Merriweather, "please go and get Mr. McBee." The lion ran down the hall. "No running," Miss Merriweather called after him. He put his big front paws up on the circulation desk and looked at Mr. McBee. "Go away, lion," said Mr. McBee. "I'm busy." The lion whined. He pointed his nose down the hall towards Miss Merriweather's office. Mr. McBee ignored him. Finally, the lion did the only thing he could think of to do. He looked Mr. McBee right in the eye. Then he opened his mouth very wide, and he roared the loudest roar he had ever roared in his life. "Hurrah!" Mr. McBee gasped. "You're not being quiet!" He said to the lion, "You're breaking the rules." Mr. McBee walked down the hall as fast as he could. The lion did not follow him. He had broken the rules. He knew what that meant. He hung his head and walked towards the doors. Mr. McBee did not notice. "Miss Merriweather," he called as he walked. "Miss Merriweather, the lion broke the rules. The lion broke the rules." He burst into Miss Merriweather's office. She was not in her chair. "Miss Merriweather?" he asked. "Sometimes," said Miss Merriweather, from the floor behind her desk, "there is a good reason to break the rules, even in the library. Now, please go call a doctor. I think I've broken my arm." Mr. McBee ran to call a doctor. "No running," Miss Merriweather called after him. The next day, things were back to normal, almost. Miss Merriweather's left arm was in a cast. The doctor told her not to work too hard. "Well, I will have my lion to help me," Miss Merriweather thought. But the lion did not come to the library that morning. At 3 o'clock, Miss Merriweather walked over to the story corner. The story lady was just beginning a story for the children. The lion was not there. People in the library kept looking up from their books and computer screens, hoping they would see a familiar furry face. But the lion did not come that day. The lion did not come the next day either, or the day after that. One evening, Mr. McBee stopped by Miss Merriweather's office on his way out. "Can I do anything for you before I go, Miss Merriweather?" he asked her. "No, thank you," said Miss Merriweather. She was looking out of the window. Her voice was very quiet, even for the library. Mr. McBee frowned as he walked away. He thought there probably was something he could do for Miss Merriweather, after all. Mr. McBee left the library, but he did not go home. He walked around the neighbourhood. He looked under cars. He looked behind bushes. He looked in backyards and trash cans and tree houses. Finally, he circled all the way back to the library. The lion was sitting outside, looking in through the glass doors. "Hello, lion," said Mr. McBee. The lion did not turn around. "I thought you might like to know," said Mr. McBee, "that there's a new rule at the library. No roaring allowed unless you have a very good reason. Say if you're trying to help a friend who's been hurt, for example." The lion's ears twitched. He turned around, but Mr. McBee was already walking away. The next day, Mr. McBee walked down the hall to Miss Merriweather's office. "What is it, Mr. McBee?" asked Miss Merriweather in her new, sad, quiet voice. "I thought you might like to know," said Mr. McBee, "that there's a lion in the library." Miss Merriweather jumped up from her chair and ran down the hall. Mr. McBee smiled. "No running," he called after her. Miss Merriweather didn't listen. Sometimes there was a good reason to break the rules, even in the library. Oh, Library Lion, there you are. Did you enjoy that story? Yeah, me too. What a great suggestion. Thank you so much, Thomas. Well, Library Lion, I have to say, it looks like it's almost time to say goodbye to you and to Library Crocodile. And I just remembered I haven't been able to say goodbye to Library Unicorn because she's already back at the library playing in and out of the shelves there. So could you say a really big goodbye from me? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, I guess you have to go and get packed, don't you? It's probably going to take him a while, so you go get packed and I'll tidy up a bit here. It might take it up. What? That was pretty quick. Is that because you used your magic wand? What a smart lion you are, my goodness me. Good move. All right, I tell you what. Why don't you and Library Crocodile go and get in your box and we'll get ready to say our farewells. Okay, Library Crocodile, so this is bye-bye. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure working with you. Okay, so have fun with Miss Becky. Oh, whoa, none of that with Miss Becky, thank you very much. Would you mind asking Library Lion if he's ready to say bye-bye? All right, take care of yourself. Okay, I imagine he'll be here in a minute. Oh, here he is, Library Lion, hello. Good to see you. All right, listen, are you ready for your big journey? All right, I'm going to give you one last hug. Okay, take care of yourself. And I'll see you online, I imagine. We'll be chatting fairly soon. All right, you're going to use your magic? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Oof. Wow, okay. Bye-bye, Library Lion. I hope you have a wonderful time with Miss Becky. And I also have to say bye-bye to you guys as well. What a pleasure it has been being your librarian. Thank you so much. I hope you learned something. I hope you had some fun. I'll tell you what, if you even learned half the amount that I did, or even had half the fun that I did, then I think we're probably doing okay. All right, it's time. So keep exploring, keep discovering, stay safe, and, well, the only thing left to do is play us out of here. Oh, but before we do that, I will say, if you stick around to right at the end of the video, you might get a glimpse of where Library Lion has gone. All right, now I am going to play us out of here, so brace yourselves. All right, now I just have to remember how it goes.
What? Library Lion, is that you? Oh my goodness, look who it is. It's Library Lion. Library Lion, I'm so excited to see you. We're going to work in the library together. It'll be so much fun. I have so many ideas.